So this happened to me about a year ago or so, where I really noticed this. I was at a speaking event and a speaker went up on stage. I didn't really know this guy, but he started speaking and this dude was super raw, super unfiltered, super showing his humanness. And I was like, whoa, dude, me as this like delicate spiritual person, I'm like, bro, how can you do this? Like, it was just so incredible because he was so honest and so raw. He just showed himself, man. So as I was witnessing this person, which for me was like a mirror, all of this stuff was being triggered. I was like, whoa, like this dude can show him his whole self, all of his humanness, all of his crap to everyone. What? Like, it was an awakening for me. So I felt like crazy emotional. I was feeling all kinds of stuff. And as I was feeling all of these emotions and I was letting them come up, I was letting myself feel really quite vulnerable in this very social space. I was like, oh my God, I feel crazy awake. I feel so conscious. Because why? Because I'm letting myself feel my truth. So let me explain this, man. This is why if you let yourself feel your emotions, you will feel a higher presence or a higher consciousness. The reason this works is because of the principle of truth and how personal truth, if felt all the way, takes you to spiritual truth. Understand that your own emotions and your own self and your own stuff, that's your personal truth. Do you know what I mean? You've got to honor in life what is actually true for you. What it boils down to is you feeling your own personal truth all the way. And I want you to notice that your personal truth is different to what other people's personal truth is. Yours is yours. Do you know what I mean? In other words, the stuff that's inside you is so specific to you. And if you feel that, it will take you to a higher truth. And so you got to go to you, man. This is why I'm saying like it's so specific. And the reason this is the case is because it must be authentic. It must be completely real. If it's not real, reality, which is your emotional system, does not respond to it. It does not light up the right things. It's got to be authentic. So go to you, man. A lot of the time as I've been growing and stuff, I've been part of coaching programs or this group or that group. I'm like, man, someone else says something, that's their truth. And now I'm trying to change myself to be like them. Like, what the fuck? No. You got to drop everything, have the balls to go inside and then speak that stuff that is true for you. It will be different to other people. Isn't that crazy? It's so weird how it's literally set up for you to be different. That's the whole thing. You got to drop your people pleasing and you got to be completely true to you. So now that you're being true to you, what do you do next? Well, you feel. You feel your emotions. I don't know about you, man, but I just didn't feel for most of my life. Not properly, not truly. I was just afraid. I didn't know how to feel. But then when you learn to feel into what is yours, and then you can start to feel different things and you can start to make distinctions. Oh, like this is this part of me. This is this emotion. This is this repressed part of me that I don't want to feel. Or, oh, I like how this feels. You can start to notice the architecture of your own inner self and emotional landscape. And what begins to happen is you familiarize yourself with this emotional landscape. It's not as scary anymore because you kind of know it. You know what to expect. You're more comfortable with feeling it because more regularly are you feeling this or that, or you kind of like mapping yourself. And here's the thing that I've noticed. It's always kind of weird. I went on a date like 6 months ago. First time in ages, by the way. And I remember when I met this person, she asked me, like, how are you? And I was like, I just feel really weird. And that was probably one of the best things to say because she was also feeling really weird. And in general, I noticed that people just generally feel super weird. Why? Because what is weird? Weird is just a bunch of different stuff going on that we don't exactly know what it means. We don't particularly understand it, but we can feel it. We're very sensitive. We're way more sensitive than we realize. This is what I've noticed. So, moving on, what happens in terms of presence? This is where it gets good, man. This is why you've tuned in. Because, like me, you're curious about consciousness, higher consciousness, presence. But how do we get there, man? Well, one genuine way to arrive at higher presence is basically therapy or feeling your emotions, feeling your personal truth. So let's say you feel it. Let's say you go all the way with it. You feel an emotion and you're like, ah! And then boom, you're clear. It can happen in different ways. But once you feel the trigger or the thing that you know will just catapult you into the truth, it's like, for me recently, man, when I meditate, I'm starting to feel some resentments, motherfucker. Some things that like I just never truly felt. Some not little, resentments that I had toward people that were fucking unjust. You know when something's unjust, or when someone lies to you, and you're like, back then, maybe you didn't have the maturity or like the balls or the confidence to speak up and say, hey, you motherfucker, why did you lie? You've got to admit that there are lots of things that people have said and done throughout your life that you didn't truly feel. And so what I do, man, and I'm not kidding, is I'm sitting and I'm meditating. But then something bubbles up and I'm like, oh crap, I know I've got to feel this. So I feel it. And a lot of the time I swear, I'm like, you fuck. Something like this, right? It's usually like a sentence. I'm saying like, fuck you for doing that. Fuck, right? Proper. And then what's so interesting is I feel a release. It's a shift in my state. And when done properly, fully, and with the fullness of myself, does it become spiritual. So this shift is not merely an emotional shift or an emotional release, it's a shift in consciousness. I think honestly, and this is, again, delving even deeper into me, I would say what's actually come up again in like trips and ceremonies and stuff I've done is more sexual stuff. So me just kind of being like sexual, but in more like a feminine way. So me like moving my hips and, like rocking my pelvis back and forth and kind of just being sexual. And I know that I haven't done this movement throughout my life because I didn't find it acceptable. I didn't think it was cool. I thought it was weird. When I was younger, people would probably just call you gay for that, right? So in me being super gay and super free and super liberated, I start to feel this ecstatic energy. And it's beautiful, man. It's actually like a mild Kundalini activation, if you're familiar with that kind of energy, real base of the spine type stuff. And I'm even kind of doing it now. I'm just sort of rocking a little bit and pushing past all my conditioning and all my programming. I'm starting to finally move my body in this sexual, feminine way that I want to do because it's true and it's natural and it's just what is the case for me. I'm starting to notice that my state is changing. I'm becoming free. This is what is meant by higher consciousness. It's like a higher focus, a sense of aliveness, a sense of reality. You are reality. Reality is being woken up inside of you. And what is the trigger? Well, it's feeling. And do you know what all of this is? It's just truth. It's just your truth. Just feel the truth, right? If you don't know, I don't know where you are with this work, but if you don't know, man, the number one principle of this work, spiritual work and self-actualization work, is truth. So feel your truth, man, and you will be taken to a higher place of consciousness and presence. It's so simple. It's so simple. So ask yourself this. What is it going to take for you to feel what is true inside of you? Sit with that question and then do it. And by the way, I know, bro, the amount of ego backlash that is going to come up for you is crazy. I haven't even mentioned ego backlash, and rightly so. Because for me to even shoot this video, my dude, I've had to let go of so much stuff. I know how I used to be, man. I would be so judgmental of this kind of stuff, of me being free and liberated, but particularly feeling my emotions, which are more true and raw and a bit scary and maybe feminine and maybe repressed and all this stuff. I know it's just completely out of my old self's comfort zone. Whereas now, if it helps you understand, what I've done is I've made truth my number one value. And then because truth is important, I'm just doing what truth asked me to do, which is to feel what is true. That's the way, honestly, man. If you don't know how to do this work, you just feel what's true. It's crazy. But what you'll probably need to do is spend months and years noticing just how much you bullshit yourself. Right? Until you see that, until you can make those discernments, you can't really get at what's true. You cannot feel what is true because your ego will be so tricky and so slippery and so deceptive. It will not let you get at what is true. It will settle for something, okay, kind of comfortable. Yeah, I'm still feeling something, but you're not feeling the truth. The truth is the truth. It's not what we want. It's not what we like. Truth doesn't care about our preferences or our comfort. This is why if you're going to commit to this work, bro, you're a bit crazy. But crazy is good. Crazy is actually sane. Crazy is just what people who are unintelligent and ignorant say. If you're very, very sane, you will do this work. Okay, all right, my friend. We are going to wrap things up here. Final thing from me is going to be, if you would like any help or support with doing this work yourself, I do offer coaching and mentoring. If that is interesting to you, you can see the link in the description. You can book a free call with me. Otherwise, my friend, that is going to be it for us. Dude, wow, this is some powerful work. Just enjoy those small moments of higher presence when you have them. And if you feel one of those triggers to feel more, use it and just enjoy. Yeah? Okay. My friend, take care. Lots of love. And as always, my friend, peace.